Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Um, Here tonight just to talk to you guys with a bit of a wrap up of what's happened today out of Flemington. Again, pretty long day. I just want you to know we're not going away from everything we've been doing in the past when it comes to the 5G networks and the rollout that's happening illegally around Australia. We're just going to move with what's happening right now here in Melbourne, and it's a really important time for people to step up and make a difference. Today, we were lucky enough to speak to the guys at Fitzroy Legal Group or Legal Services. They have put together some paperwork which should help us to get people to understand what their rights are. So their paperwork, I've got it here with me. We sat there with it today on the floor. At the place in Flemington, 120 Flemington Racecourse Road in Flemington, and sat with the paperwork for around about 4 hours. We got to speak to DHS. DHHS came and spoke to us eventually. I spoke to someone. They told me that I could get the paperwork through to where the food drop-offs were happening. When we took the paperwork through to where the food drop-offs were, the police said they needed to speak with DHHS before they could do anything about it. So we got stuck in limbo. And what's happening here through this lockdown is the directives are near impossible for people to follow, including the police. And we were privy to the conversations police were having with the people. So what's happening is people are bringing in large amounts of food, toiletries, nappies, baby powder, and all those kind of things, which is amazing. And they're dropping them off at mosques and community centres around the area. Now, there's some amazing volunteers driving from tower to tower with these supplies and dropping them off. Now, when the supplies get there, they will let one person at a time take the bags up to the bottom of the door. And then at the bottom of the door, people are getting calls to come down from their room to the door entrance where they can pick up the bag as it gets held into them. So they're not actually allowed outside. It is a bit confusing though, because if you're doing a full lockdown and a strict lockdown, the concerns are people being stuck in their rooms. But if you're then letting people wander corridors and go down elevators to get their food, if there is people that are sick inside, they're spreading this through the corridors and things as well. So if you're going to let people move around inside, surely you can set up an outdoors area that is 20 meters by 20 meters where these people can come outside and get fresh air and exercise. The fact that you haven't set this up, Dan Andrews and the government, because when we speak to the police, it's a directive coming from above and they can't change what's happening. So the fact that you haven't set this up so that people can go outside and get fresh air and exercise, take their children outside into the fresh air, it's disgusting. You need to think about what you're doing because it's inhumane. It goes against the Human Rights Act. These lockdown laws that you've put on these people, our most vulnerable citizens in these 9 towers in Victoria, they're beyond what the law can allow because you've gone beyond human rights, you've gone beyond the law of what you should be doing as part of your directive, and you've gone to the next stage, which is saying these people are locked inside like prisoners in their own homes. And on top of that, tonight, so I stayed there from 2 o'clock today till about 25 minutes ago. When nightfall came, you've got people, we've got sirens, you've got alarms and sirens going off everywhere. So there were fire trucks and police cars going past with their sirens blazing. The sensitivity here would be, we have thousands of people in lockdown. We shouldn't have blazing sirens going past the building with these people that don't know what's going on around them. It's psychologically fucked, and you can't be doing this. Surely you put out words to everyone, to all the emergency services in the area, to say, when you're passing this area where these people are locked down, do not have your sirens blazing. Do not have your sirens blazing. It's okay if you need to have the lights to get through the lights and it's an emergency, but don't have your sirens blazing. We had people standing against the windows, looking outside, trying to work out what was happening next. And you have to remember, you've locked these people down so they can't come outside. And then you're now breaking their spirits. And there's so much stress involved in this. And then you're saying, not only are we going to have you locked down with police everywhere, mind you, the police have their lights flashing day and night as well. Not only are we going to do that, but we're going to have these emergencies happening where the only way people can get to it, obviously, these fire trucks and ambulances, is straight down Racecourse Road. And while they blare past where these community flats are, we're going to have them blowing their sirens and their horns as loud as possible. Even when an ambulance came into the centre, so an ambulance came in because someone was having a mental health issue, and the ambulance came in with its sirens blazing as well. So you have people standing up against the windows, children and parents that have no idea what's going on the outside, and you're psychologically messing with these people. And you have to understand, because I know you guys in the government, you sleep at night, surely. How do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night when you're putting these people through this duress? It's not right. It's inhumane. It goes against everything in the Human Rights Act. And I don't think this has been thought out at all, because what this is doing, so a lot of these people that we spoke to today in number 120 Racecourse Road, Flemington, are Somali refugees and Somali people. They're very intelligent people, some of these people that you've locked down. And they're there Instagramming and posting and Facebooking out to the world what you're doing here. And you've made a big mistake, because I think you think you're picking on the most vulnerable people. And the thing is, these people are very smart, and they're getting the word out there to as many people as possible. And we're jumping on board, and we're bringing on legal advocates. We've been in touch with Amnesty, who are going to be on board as well from tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to have 300 to 500 people in the streets saying this is not good enough anymore. And the ones who are out there, as Rita says, making these nasty comments about locking down the dirty people and locking down the immigrants, this can be your family next. Because once this precedence is set, and if not enough people stand up and do something about it, this will happen Victoria-wide and Australia-wide. So we understand this, and these people are starting to make noise, and they have big communities as well. Now, you need to remember, these people have come from war-torn countries. A lot of these people have the stresses of police. Police have been, and I'm sorry to say this, because the police that were there today were actually quite nice people, apart from a couple of them. The police have been pushing these Somali people to the edge in the past. They come from war-torn countries, so a lot of them have mental stresses already. And then you're playing on these mental stresses by having 500 plus police officers in these areas, and you're mandating these rules and directions where their human rights are being pulled away, because you're saying that COVID-19 is going to ravish their community. I call bullshit again on that, because 40-something people have tested positive. These people, we spoke to a nurse who said people are too scared to come down and get tests. I would be scared too at this stage with the way you guys are doing it. It's too heavy-handed. You need to think about the humane way to do this. The humane way would be to set up an area outside where these people can come out together. And these people can stand in one spot, and whether it's having a cigarette, kids having a play, and having some fresh air, it's going to make a huge difference to these people, because they will know that they're not being treated worse than a prisoner. Prisoners get to go outside. Only the hardest inmates don't get to go outside. And you're not allowing these people to go outside. You've taken away all of their civil liberties. And the people that are at home saying, you guys deserve this, you're disgusting, because this could be your family. This could be your family next. Because if people don't stand up now, if people don't stand up right now, this is going to be a precedent for what's going to happen everywhere. So what we did today was take the paperwork. Now I'm going to give you the guys the phone number again. So if you get this to anyone that's inside, this is their legal arm. This is what they can use to call out and say if they're feeling unwell mentally, because this is going to mentally fuck with a lot of people. I want everyone out there that sees this video to know we're all here with you, regardless of race, religion, anything else. You're our brothers and sisters, and we're here with you from a place of love, and we're working as hard as we can to get legal teams involved, legal rights, humanitarians to come on board and make a difference right now, because they said you were going to be there for maybe 5 days. The paperwork says 14 days. They're changing the directive so much that I heard a police officer outside say, how the fuck are we meant to know what's actually going on? These directives keep on getting changed. It's going to upset the people, and we don't want riots on our hand. We need to keep the people happy. The police officer said that. And this is someone who has compassion, obviously, for every other human being in this case. So we need to respect each other and treat each other in the right way. And this lockdown is inhumane. And the police officers who were there with me at the end, they know this is inhumane, and they're embarrassed about it. They're embarrassed because it's causing divide in the community, in a community that's vulnerable and already feels divide anyway. And they are starting to think in these housing commission houses that it's a racist thing that's happening here. And because the Victorian people aren't standing up for these fucking gentle, beautiful people, they're starting to think that we're all against them and it's a racist thing. People, you need to call out to these people and say, we are with you. All of us are with you. Regardless of race or religion, we're all human beings on this planet. And we all need to come from love and be together, because this is the time right now to stand up together. And whether it's because of a disease or because of lockdowns or because of 5G or whatever else, we all have to stand together right now. Now, here are the numbers for you. And it says here, the lockdown is for 14 days. This is what's been advised, not 5, and not seeing what's going to happen next. 14 days. And you're getting on the speakerphones. If you get the COVID test, this will happen much quicker. 14 days is what it says is the minimum lockdown here. Now, it does say, if you are suffering from mental health issues, physical health, or compassionate grounds, you must be able to come out from here. So you need to understand that as well. Now, the number that I have here for you guys, and it's one to jot down, is 1-800-113-432. Okay? 1-800-113-432 is your phone number to ring legal aid and get help. Okay? The other phone number outside of ours, it's someone's mobile, and I apologize to this person because you might get smashed with this, but it's 0434 136 501. Okay? 0434 136 501. Now, I really, truly hope that you guys can see beyond the narrative that's being told to you on TV about this being about people's safety and about keeping them protected from COVID-19. This is about locking down the most vulnerable people in Victoria. This is psychological warfare. This is mentally scarring these people. These kids that were looking out the window today, waving to us, holding up signs saying, thank you for standing up for us. They are going to live with this for the rest of their lives. And this isn't how we want to shape our community. We need to come together. Black, white, Muslim, Christians, everyone needs to come together and make a difference right now. Now, as I said, we sat there for 5 hours today and got our paperwork inside. Tomorrow, we've got advocates from Amnesty and we've got advocates from these legal teams. They're going to be on board as well to make a difference. Now, I really, truly hope that those people that said they were going to be down there tomorrow come down. It's not about causing a ruckus. It's not about police violence. It's just about saying to these people that are looking out the window and only seeing flashing lights and blue uniforms, we are here with you united and we can't be divided. And we love and care about you more than we ever have before. And we're never going to leave your side. Every single one of you matters to us. If people can stand up for something happening over in America, this is on your doorstep. So stand up to now and make a difference in everyone's life. Because, you know, if we don't do it now, what good is it to yell and scream earlier and not do it now? Now, the last thing I was going to mention is there were some volunteers there, and I wanted to say congratulations to them. The government, DHHS, has sent out something to the government people. So the public servants. And public servants, I always thought, you know, they just do their job and they get paid well and whatever. People have turned up and volunteered with their masks on to go up and hand out food inside these buildings. You're amazing, amazing people. So the nurses that are there trying to do these tests and everything else, you're putting yourselves at risk. you're amazing as well. To the police officers that are trying to do their job the best they can with directives that make no fucking sense, you guys are doing a good job. And to those people that are working for DHHS, you need to continue to work hard for these people, and you need to be there and help these advocates get in between, because between the people and the police and the outside, they need people there for them right now, because these people are amazing people. They're beautiful, loving people, as I keep on saying. We need to make a big difference to these people's lives with solidarity and change, because the world's had enough hate. The world's had enough division. The world's had enough bullshit going on for us to now say, we've had enough of this. And right here and right now, we're going to stand united, and we're going to make a difference in these people's lives. We're going to be the people that they needed right back when this stuff first started happening, with the discrimination and things that have happened through this country. And if we can do this now and make a stand over the next couple of days, it's going to make a huge difference to what happens going forwards here, because the government thinks right now they can do anything to control us, and they can flick and click their thumbs and change the narrative to whatever they want. Tomorrow, as many of you as possible come out here. We're going to, as I say, have these legal advocates on board, and we're going to keep on putting these papers in front of people's faces to say you have much more rights than what you think you do. And as I say, 50 people out of 3,000 that are sick, and yet right now we're holding them all down in house arrest. And there's nothing saying this won't come to your suburb next. And people patrolling the streets, they've got enough police people down here now. So if they start saying you live in Broadmeadows, we're going to lock down your suburb, what's going to be the problem? You didn't stand up here and say that's not right. And literally there's a sky-rise building right across the road from where these guys are, and they've got soft lockdown. They're getting told to isolate if sick. As the nurse said, they're only getting swabbed if they're sick or they feel unwell. These people have no choice. These people are getting told over loudspeakers, you must get a COVID test and you'll get out of here much quicker. It's coercion. It's against the law. It's against the Human Rights Act. And we need to change every part of this so the narrative runs in the way that we, the people who have the power to make sure that human rights are upheld, we need to do it now. And Amnesty that I spoke to today said they spoke to one person in the community, and they said they didn't need amnesty there. Again, I call bullshit on that, because the people that I'm speaking to in there and the ones that are sending messages out are saying we are not comfortable. It's starting to mess with our mental health. Amnesty, you need to get on board as well. So I'll just put here my Twitter. So my Twitter is Matt_Lawson09 is my Twitter. And I want you guys to just share this around to any group that you can. And it's time for us to step up right now. The last thing I'm going to say is this isn't about hate. This isn't about saying, like, as much as the government's doing the wrong thing, we're not going to come from a place of hate. I don't want people turning up and rioting. I don't want people throwing things and getting angry. Stand from a place of love. There's more power in people standing from a place of love and saying we need to be compassionate and caring for our fellow human beings, and saying what you're doing is wrong. We know you're doing your job by your directives, but your directives are wrong by the Human Rights Act. So we stand strong. We say this is wrong. We get the right people to go in and speak to the head of police. I'm happy to do it myself. We get advocates on board from human rights groups. We get Amnesty and the other groups involved as well. And we say, you need to allow these people to come outside. You need to allow these people to have their own choice, freedom of choice in what they do, because they are not lepers. They are not bad people. They are not criminals. They are Victorians. They are human beings, and they deserve the right of choice in everything they do. And this is inhumane. So stand tall together. I hope to see as many of you as possible tomorrow, and get the word out there, please. Peace.